What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog, coming to you guys today talking about your boy Trump. He'd like you to go get a job now. Part of my not being funny, and I get it. Listen, I posted some images in the community tab where there are people who are bringing their very sick kids to daycare because one, they need the money. Now, yes, I showed you a lot of articles saying 44% of homes have some kind of stay-at-home parent, but people are not realizing sometimes they're counting grandma as a parent, sometimes they're counting extra people in the house as a parent. But overall, we're gonna get things moving. Now, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog, author of the Smartphone Millionaire book, How to Invest in People, Businesses, and Real Estate from the Palm of Your Hand. Right now, I'm a YouTuber currently managing $1.9 million in assets. I'm in the process of closing on a big project called Texas Ground Zero. For those of you on certain lists, you may see some information on it. For those of you coming to the boat party, you will definitely see it in person. Part of why I'm posting this today is people have been saying, we gotta stay in the house, man. Gotta stay in the house, y'all. Nobody leave the house, right? I was on the phone with somebody, they were in New Jersey, and I was on the phone with somebody else and they're in New York, and I'm like, hey, guess what? We out here living our best lives in Texas. And they laughed, and I said, the reason why Texas is so unforgiving at the current moment of evictions is people is working. Even right now in Detroit, I have a property that the tenant's been there 8 months rent-free. And Detroit governor of Michigan actually said, oh, we may extend it. I said, girl, stop playing with me. She got to go tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 15th. She got to go. She's been there 8 months and she's still working her job. So she ain't lose nothing. She been working. They claim Detroit was closed, but she's been working. And what you're going to have here is a lack of sympathy. When you have 70% of the population allowed to go back to work or working in some form or fashion, just like in 2008, they're going to be like, hey, baby, it's time. Go get a new job. Now, 2008, what happened? You had whole industries that really knocked on their butt, especially housing, everything to do with housing. But here's the kicker. After 2 years, people got hip to the game. People started switching from unemployment to disability. Now, something I've been saying here that people are noticing and is going viral is people who on average make $30K a year. And again, there are some people in our society only make $18,000 a year. Not only are they getting unemployment, they were getting an extra $600. So on average, they were getting $1,000 a week, which comes out to $4,000 a month, which comes out to, after this 4-month period, $17,000. Because wait, you got to add the stimulus checks into that equation too. And people going, but they needed it because it's a pandemic. They needed their regular paycheck, which was probably $500 a week, and they were home. This isn't people driving somewhere. This isn't people driving somewhere. This is people being at home with their kids. So all you're telling me is you needed more food for the kids to eat. Cool. That's not $1,000 a week. It's just not. So what's going to happen? Just like in 2008, 2009, 2000, we felt bad. Like, this is terrible. People are losing their homes. And then about the 2 year mark, about a year mark into the recession, they were like, look, you're going to have to go get a job, baby. You can't live in your house rent free. And people in Maryland were upset. You know, people in, like, Asia tells us her story in Detroit where she stayed in her house a whole year and a half. You know, they couldn't get everybody. And so part of what I want you to understand is if your boy Trump drums that beat up enough, I think he's going to be well more mannered. He's going to make sure people get that extra stimulus check right before election. But after that, it's going to be all August, all November, December, January. Y'all better go get a job. You better go get trained up for some of these tech jobs. I cut HB visas. Someone brought up in an article on Business Insider that, and I think Value Entertainment guy brought it up, said, hey, they're going to invest about $10 billion in India. That's where our phones are getting serviced. That's where our customer service is. That's where we're turning a lot of these HB visas down from. It's India. So if you're an American, now's the time to get your foot in the door if you want to get in tech. Now's the time to get your foot in the door in a lot of these industries because they need people to keep it moving. Someone in our class is a lineman, and he says his industry is dying because nobody wants to climb ladders. No one wants to climb poles and put up electrical stuff. And I said, yeah, if it gets bad enough, they do. They get hungry enough, they will. And what we're doing is preventing people from getting hungry enough. Now, I have a feeling this winter, after the election, especially Christmas this year, is going to be a little bit funky. And I mean in many ways. So let's see what y'all talking about in here. Now, part of why I'm bringing this up is every day there's still companies hiring. I know there's a million people a week losing their jobs, Erica, but there's still other companies hiring. We have a large population that is doing things that are not careers, they're jobs. Now, in an ideal world, a lot of women would be married and go home. And they'd watch the kids and that would solve multiple problems. That's just not an ideal world we live in. A lot of people have built up their debt to need both parents to work. So now you have this economy where you're saying they both got to work, they both got to pay taxes, and they both have to pay student loans. But that's not going to be the case for everybody. Right now, I posted something in the community tab about a woman bringing her COVID positive child to daycare because she didn't have a babysitter. If you're a person anywhere in the United States and you're having kids, one, outside of wedlock, God bless you. Two, with no community. And what do I mean community? I mean family, friends, a church, an organization. You're like a check away from poverty. You're a check away from homelessness. Like, as much as you think Section 8 and all this government assistance is helpful for people, it's not. There's literally every stream I have, people say, well, Section 8's frozen. And I said, what does that mean? Well, it's a waiting list for years. And in the years you're waiting, you should be doing what? Improving your skill, getting better, doing a higher paying job. There shouldn't be this like, oh, well, I want to be comfortable. I want to coast. The coasting is over. December through February is going to be ugly. What's up, Charlotte? Listen, I want to be honest with you guys. Everybody's like, hey, we gotta. And this is a delusional thing, Leaguey. There's no way to get this under control. It's just like the flu. Every year, every November, December, January, flu. Everybody is saying, oh, we just got to create more jobs. Well, really, we have a huge segment of the population called the abandonment class, and it's in the white and black classes, that need to go to work. They need to elevate their skill. Listen, Glennon brought up in a video earlier today, which was very poignant, that Wall Street Trapper, when he went to work somewhere, he was making $2,500 a week. It was more than he ever made selling drugs or hustling or doing anything crazy, more than he ever made. And there's tons of jobs out there like that pay you $2,000 a week. But guess what? They're going to require you to go to work. They're going to require you to put a little sweat equity in it. I got it. Ty Lopez is telling you can be a social media manager, marketing manager. You can do this and that. Listen, part of the biggest reasons I segue from YouTube, because first I had the service company with my friend. I was like, I'm ready to get out of this and focus on YouTube more. Then I got over here and I thought, no, everybody that I've seen have long money has some type of service business. Now, started it with these trucks again, but really I'm going back to a remodeling company. I'm going back to owning an actual physical shop in the middle of Texas. That's huge, right off the highway. And there's a reason. Those things are needed. YouTube is fickle. You sitting here running ads, you're trying to appeal to people, you're trying to do all these things. It doesn't matter. It's a want, not a need. And if you pay attention to all these fitness channels, Max Chewing, you got Alpha Lead, all these people, what are they providing? A service. They have gyms, they have shirts and clothes and branding and candy. So they've got 500,000 eyes watching their stuff, right? And they provide a service. Now, you may laugh about these supplement companies, but they provide a service. People eat so poorly, me too included. Hey, hand raised. I have a cabinet full of supplements here in the office. Take them, feel a little bit better. Wake up a little bit. Get a little greens in my system. That is a service business. I know you don't want to hear that. No way, Erica. But that is a service business. They have workers packing boxes all day to get those orders out. That's a service business. It is. So this thought process that I'm just gonna be on the internet and get this internet's money, this is true. You can do this. But you're gonna have to put that fast money into something slow, or what I call slow money, but I call stable. Right? Everybody's out here like, I'm trading options, girl. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm like, good. What you gonna do with it next? I'm buying a rental. Good, even better. I'm buying land. Even better. I get it. Erica, we didn't come here to get lectured about this. I get it. You didn't. But I really need you to hear this. The businesses that are getting the PPP, that are getting the Main Street lending, that are getting the funding, have P&Ls, have proper documentation, proper work structure, and have collateral. That's what's going to take a lot of people out, the fact they don't have collateral. So let me read some of your comments here. LG, listen, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this. You're not a doctor, Erica. You cannot compare America with 330 million people in a huge land base to somebody in Belgium that's smaller than Delaware. You can't compare these international countries. Look. When it breaks out in Africa, call me, because that's when it's a problem. It ain't breaking out there. It's a little bit here and there, but not really. Because if you see the size of all these countries that fit in Africa, and I want you to go, there's a map, there's a whole little app, you can look it up. What countries fit inside of America? It's a ton of the European countries, and they have half the size. Of course you want us to be like Denmark and some of these other places with 5 million people. Well, of course they can offer healthcare to everybody. They have a very homogenous population base. Japan, South Korea, homogenous population base. Everybody's similarly the same, genetically the same, close enough, one size fits all. You can make a culture fit. You can't, we joke about this all the time. You can't make New Yorkers act like Floridas. You can't make New Yorkers act like Iowa. You can't make New Yorkers act like people in Kansas City. We have such a vast and diverse country that when people keep saying other countries are doing better this, they have like 3 million people. Of course they're doing well. Italy, whole north of Italy is half empty. Whole towns that they're giving away for $1. You can buy a whole empty house for $1 as long as you plan to stay there. Those countries don't compare to us in number or in size. Canada, the whole population of Canada is equivalent to California. So when people go, America, get your crap together. Baby, when you're our size, then you can tell us. When people say, oh, there's just running out of land in America, baby, I can drive 2 hours up from here and it'd be the middle of nowhere. I could be in Alaska, be in the middle of nowhere. The whole population of the world, and you can go look this up, there are many stats on this, can fit in skyscrapers inside Alaska. All 7 billion people. We filled Alaska, which Alaska is 2.5 times the size of Texas. We put everybody in the world in skyscrapers. We can fit them all in Alaska. That's how many people in the world. That's why when people say, it's overpopulated, Erica. It's just so overpopulated. That's a myth. They've proven it multiple times. They have sections of Africa that they've sold to countries, and farmers are just walking across it like, who put this fence here? When did this fence get here? And they're like, well, we didn't know anybody owned this whole land. They have whole articles about in Africa where farmers who normally graze across multiple miles are running across fences like, what's happening? Who put this fence up? That's how great and vast this world is. So when people sit here and say, well, Erica, other countries are doing better. How? They got 2 people in them. Of course they're doing better. Hold on one second. What is they calling that many times for? Let's see. Chicago in the house. Hey, how you doing? Cut off from what videos? Y'all, it's 103 degrees here. If you aren't drinking water, whew. I was. It was crazy. I was running. Look at that. Listen, I had to do that. It's no shame in it. You get up enough money. See, right now people are trying to do something easy, something slick. Oh, here come a trade Forex. I'm gonna trade stocks. And I asked them how much they're starting with. Well, I got about $300 saved up. Okay, you can do it. It's gonna take longer. It'd be better if you go work and put a little extra money to it. Add some more to it every week. Make it grow. It's just possible. Excuse me. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, where y'all at? Ooh, this thing jumped. Come down, come down. There we go. What's up, everybody? Black UK representing. Yeah. Yeah, got us 8 months. 8 months. I'm going to get her up out of there. Listen. Lando, stop telling where I want to go visit stuff because somebody had told me that and I didn't believe it. Now that I see it again, Kings Mountain. I'm gonna see about that. All them Native American tribes out in North Carolina, we got 9 tribes in North Carolina. Only one's federal, the rest are all state. Trust me, if they can, they will. Thank you for the info there. Listen, Jay, that's what you got to do. Even if you take Kamoy's class, it's a great class, tech writing. She shows you how every day recruiters go online and look for you. A big slap in the face, big slap in the face. The best thing about right now is relationships and people. That's your number 2 things is relationships and people. If you can get those tied in, you're good to go. Oh, Jonas, them taxes going up. And if that's a picture of you, thank you for your service. Get in there, Mark. Okay, so let me be very clear, Tay. I'm saying let me put it to you this way. Let's say we have 30 million people. Do we need 30 million people in tech? No. Could 10 million of those people go be plumbers, contractors, electricians, and handymen? For sure. But again, we have a society of soft people. Period. The military told you right now that 82% of kids are not fit to join. And right now, if you go look up the stats, military have the highest injuries in basic training now all of a sudden. Just ankles, knees, hips, going out. And all they making you do is jog all day. Jog, push-ups, sit-ups. And people are straight up blowing out knees. So if the Army already told you 80% of kids is unfit to even do 2 miles and do sit-ups and push-ups, when people say, oh, we need plumbers, we do. But it's going to take those country boys to do it. Because a lot of those city kids could not do it. They're not climbing light poles and they're not climbing down sewers. They're not doing it. Nothing beats community to raise a child, but honestly, the number one, every single stat in the world, mama and daddy actively there, and then community is additional. Even studies show you could have boys who are in single parent moms, if they're 30% of the neighborhood, most of those kids have the same graduation rates because they're absorbed by 70% of the other families. The kids see men working, see people, see that whole environment's community thing. But when the neighborhood goes past that 30%, every stat shows it's absolutely terrible. This is the facts. This is the facts. She said there are plenty of jobs out there. Nobody has skills. Can anybody in this thread fix an electron microscope? My friend could smoke crack and not get fired because nobody can replace him. Exactly. My sister moved 2 hours away. Now she's hurting for a daycare and a decent babysitter. Where's her husband? Jay the hard way? I mean, literally, you got a kid. Where's your husband? I know people hate me. I'm a horrible person. Even a guy who's the baby daddy. Y'all living together. Cohabitating, somebody there, help. So it's one of those things. There you go. Listen, spot on. Winter is coming. You know, they ruined my Game of Thrones with that last season. I'm still crying about it, but I'm gonna be okay. Winter is coming. Some people will go skiing, others will freeze to death. Prepare for the winter. Listen, I'm in the course, the Middleman to Millions. This Thursday, we have a guy coming on talking about how he got live training. Live training. Make sure if you're in the class, you check your emails. We have live training coming. He literally got 2 different companies in the past 60 days, $300,000 worth of work. I called up all my old contracts today. I said, "Hey, what's up, man? Just seeing if you're still painting and doing fence work and working on things, just checking on you." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you got some work?" I said, "I sure do. In about a week, I'll have some work. No worries." And what people don't understand is, cool. What people don't understand is people that are working that daily, their hands are touching work, and they don't have time to recruit. They don't have time to go run around and get leads. They don't have time to run around and get a lot of stuff done. And that's why I put together the Middleman to Millions course. And now I'm going to bring my friend in to finish up leads. Because somebody said, "When are you going to finish the lead section?" I'm like, if you didn't take action off the last live training that people said should have been $2,000, this Thursday, you better get on it. And make sure you hit the like button. There's 300 people up in here. Honey, thank you. Please tell them Douglas Jones. And also, you have a segment of the population who's used to getting up, going to work, getting in their car, going somewhere. That's just their natural habit. It's going to take years to break people out of the habit of commuting. Even now here in Austin, when they told all the men they could stay home, and then all of a sudden they said, "Well, if you want to come home, you just got to take the test." Hundreds of people showed up that day. Hundreds, and they didn't even have enough tests. They bought like 50 swabs or something for the noses, and now they're going to do the finger blood test or whatever for what is antibodies or whatever, the blood test. People want to get out of the daggone house, y'all. They just did. People have a natural habit of getting in their car, getting away from their house, getting away from their kids. Just is what it is. Douglas Jones, I didn't say it, he did. Take it up with Douglas Jones. He said y'all weird. Account for people that have to continue to work throughout the pandemic. Jazzy Jeff, this is right. There you go. Contact tracers call people that have COVID and tell them how long to isolate. They find out who they were around right before they got sick. They call them and tell them to quarantine. Y'all, come on now. That's a job right there. Let's see what else we got here. Honey, the people say that every week, and I'm like, can y'all give it a rest? Give it a rest. Mark, they've already said that too. You can fit everyone on this earth in Texas, shoulder to shoulder. It's been study after study showing it. People are like, "Oh, it's overpopulation." I'm like, you live in a busy city and you think it's overpopulation. Cool. Not even that's true. We actually have right now, our country in America, what we have is so many people buying land from Europe, farming land, China's buying farming land. I mean, it's really just a thing of food. But I hear you what you're saying. Nah, in North Carolina, you got plenty of unskilled labor right there in Charlotte, Greenville. Rocky Mount is a big one. They used to have a lot of factories there. They don't have any anymore. A lot of places. He did. He said y'all was having too much fun. Hey, Chelsea B, you're getting an email tomorrow and the day after. Live training. Go inside the course. It had a live training. It's in there. Go watch that video. It gives you everything you need. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Oh, the date is Thursday. We try to do them once a month, but I've just been making so many contacts and doing so many projects that I'm like, hey, can you come on Thursday? And they're like, sure, Kate. Thank you, Michelle. Tell these people, listen, there's enough opportunity out here for everybody. And I just want to make you very clear. Like, I've talked to 4 or 5 different people now in Cleveland. There are wholesalers in Cleveland, Ohio, who have tripled their sales, tripled their sales. And it's crazy. It's crazy because everybody in California and New York just flew there to put money there. Why? Because they knew they could get returns there. They knew people would pay the cheaper rent. You ain't got $700 for rent? What's going on, right? So there's going to be all this movement in the marketplace. And that's why I put together the Rise of 20% class, just to show people it was still growing and booming and moving. It wasn't going to stop just because your state stopped or your state isn't moving. That's just not how this economy works anymore. And Michelle, congratulations on your software engineering job. There's a whole bunch of videos of guys showing you how they taught themselves from scratch, you know, how to study, how to be a software engineer. And you have people right now like, well, they not doing enough for us. You out here eating good, living good, ain't worked in weeks, getting 17 grand, and yet you have the same problems. It's up here. It's not the pocket, it's here. Right? You know, I was laughing because they had a meme with Will Smith face on it. You know how they do poor Will Smith. And it was like you running all over the internet searching for information, free information, and you could just spend $100 on a course, which of course is Todd Millie's course. But I thought it was hilarious because there are people in that course that spend $100. They're in there talking to each other every day, encouraging each other, sharing stock tips. Same thing in Terry's class. I'm over there in their class, and the same thing. They're sharing stock tips. They're going, they're doing stuff. And what will happen is the people who had the initiative, and I get it, this is stressful. Every summer we hear the same parents complain about little whoever not eating up all of them out of house and home. You know, just like every year we hear the same sob story because they never really thought they had to do better. They never thought they had to improve, or they never thought they were about to homeschool their kid. Well, I can't do it. Why can't you do it? You get on the internet and find anything else you want to find. You look up everything else. You spend your money on whatever you want. This is the conundrum we have in our society. It's up here. These people can stay at home and work a job. Again, you're going to have a lot of people who could do technical jobs right now. They're not doing it. They're spending their time watching Netflix to the ends of the earth and having barbecues. I mean, come on with it. There's 334 people here. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm going to not be in here all day because I have some more phone calls to make. But I want you to understand that some people are choosing to get left behind. And it's going to be ugly. Jabrash just said Rocky Mountain, the building. DMV is locating to an office from Raleigh. Really? Most plants closed down years ago. Thing going on for Rocky Mountain right now is that sports complex y'all have with all those different fields. But you know what killed it? The pandemic. You can't have all these traveling sports teams if there's nowhere for people to go. Illinois' daycare provider is still getting paid even though parents are not sending kids due to COVID, as long as they stay open and wear a mask and check temperature. Wow. Hey. How you done, Ciali? I'm just telling the truth. That's what they're doing. Look, Michelle, job and software. Come on, y'all. YouTube and Udemy. I'm telling you. Hey, what's up? You at Fort Bragg? I'm from Fort Bragg. Man, you better get to. Come on now. Listen. There's a lady in our class called Ty. She's also at Fort Bragg. She's involved plenty of rental properties, Jonas. You better get in there and get to buying. She's doing it. Come on out here to Texas, though. Listen. Listen, here's my thing, T Will. They think I'm joking. When I'm telling them I'm going on vacation, y'all keep seeing AM1 out here just filming. You ain't seeing me upload none of his stuff, right? So in September and October, when he just upload these videos and I ain't out here, okay. I told you. I warned you. I let you know in advance. I'm going to be gone. I'm just letting you know. I got a whole project I got to work on down here. In DC area, day laborers outside of Home Depot won't jump in your car for less than $20 for an hour. You have to pick them up and drop them off, and they can't even speak English. Honey, come on. Come on. It's hard to find good help now. It's hard. This is part of my gruff. When people say, ain't no jobs, they do the black man this way and that way. I go, baby, if a Hispanic man with no English can stand outside in front of Home Depot and put some towel together. Gotta have skills. It's not, yes, there's racism involved. I would agree 100%, but there's some skill there. Jose can put the towel down. Can you put towel down? Can you put a fence up? All right, then I don't want to hear it. I don't trying to hear it. If you don't want to do labor work, then you got to figure out how to make these fingers move. You got all these kids out here. Nobody will hire us. What kind of skills do you have? Well, we got to get hired to get skills. Where are you trying to get hired at? The food place. That's not, no, baby. No, you need, Chick-fil-A is good at training now. Chick-fil-A is an amazing trainer. But you got to have some other kind of skills. That's all I'm saying. There's too many kids out right now who are 19 to 21 years old floating in society because their parents didn't prepare them for anything. And then when they're 18, they want them to pay some kind of bill, like they magically became an adult. Then you have all these people saying, why are they kicking kids out when they turn 18? Because she was trifling and she ain't taught the kid nothing, no way. So, I mean, it is what it is. I said what I said. You feel free to dislike the channel. This is true. Keep it techie. I mean, there's tons of homeschooling resources. There's a ton of free stuff, but that next level paid stuff, listen, when I talk to people who are in math and certain levels of homeschool material, they're making cake. You only need 100 parents spending $1,000, right? Or you only need 1,000 parents spending $100, however you want to slice it, baby. It's up to you, right? You don't need millions and millions of people to see your artwork or your stuff for $25. Just keep it simple. These people gonna text me to death over here. Man, I got 62-year-old drivers texting me. Just call me, man, so much. Tyler, it should worry you. Because right now people are, listen, right now, part of the reason I picked back up on the remodeling tip is so many people realize, hey, husband and wife team and kids, they can stay locked in a house for months on end. I even know some girls right now who are 3 girls deep in a house. They just in the house watching Hallmark. Just Hallmark every night. They're all engineers. Well, one girl is some kind of, what is she? Something software related. But they all go in their rooms with their desk, do their work, and then they come out and watch Hallmark in the afternoon. And they got a pool in the back. They don't care. They okay. So what is the focus of a lot of these people? Make sure the backyard is secure so criminals don't come in. What are a lot of people getting installed right now? Security cameras. Every company we've called here in Austin, Texas for security camera work is busy for the next 2 weeks. I was like, hey man, I got a big job, man. I need you to do it. Well, we're busy. Sorry, Miss Williams. Can't want to help you. We're too busy. So I'm just letting you know. Excuses there ain't no excuses out here. There you go. They might even hire 100 people. Who knows, Autumn? Look, Ron, you've been here. You know how I'm training up everybody in the staff to get where they got to go. They think I'm playing. There's 2 girls on the internet right now. I ain't gonna say their name, but people don't realize they 40 years old. These other girls I'm talking about. I didn't know they was 40, because black don't crack. But them girls just got married. They gonna try for something. I don't know what they're 40, but they're trying for something. So I'm just telling you, there are people who are preparing for this season, and it's winter. I mean, and people not paying attention at all. I mean, for real, at all. Tyler, it don't matter. Tyler, he still has to pay for somebody where to stay while he's here. He still has to pay for his car and property taxes on his car. He still has to buy stuff from the grocery store, sales tax. He still has to pay taxes. I get it. Y'all love talking about Jose, but they still have to pay. Honey, if I could tell you a whole dissertation about YouTube, how 3 people I know whole channels disappeared, like disappeared. And all 3 of them went and got service businesses. One is he has like a landscaping company. And again, when I talk about service businesses, I talk about low-tech service businesses from the perspective of all of us know somebody who can do the manual labor side of things, or we can go find somebody, right? Even the other day, I went by the cleaners to clean this giant comforter. I have this huge comforter and it has to be washed in these really big washing machines, and I just don't have one. So I'm in there and these women are washing clothes and they're washing linen. I look further, they filling up a whole like commercial van with the white towels and white linen. I'm being nosy, like what they doing. So finally, I read on their shirts, Maria and Services. I'm changing the name a little bit because I know somebody might Google them. So I go and I Google them in Austin. Sure enough, they're a cleaning company. They cleaning Airbnbs. They're cleaning rentals, short-term vacation rentals, and they can clean your house too. Them girls is taking them Airbnb stuff. In my mind, I'm like, just wash it at the house, right? The Airbnb should have laundry, but not every Airbnb has laundry at it. Not every short-term rental does. And who knows what they could just be, that could be a part of their services. They take the stuff away and wash it and bring it back, fold it all up. Like one girl was in there folding all these towels like for a long time. And I was like, note to self, if we ever start a cleaning company, we're going to call Maria and them because they're working hard. It was like 7 o'clock on a Friday. I was like, no, that was Thursday. Well, was it Thursday? I thought it was. Maybe it wasn't. Listen, honey, look, man, I got 62-year-olds calling me trying to go to work. I'm like, that's a damn shame when a man that's almost near retirement is more ready to work than young people, but it happens. We really do. Listen, the best job that the guy Mike Rhodes from Dirty Jobs ever did was make the show entertaining. Because see, we live in a society where if it ain't cool, we not doing it. If it ain't slick, we not doing it. And part of this culture, Glenn Cameron's been ranting on it, but I really want to call it the drug culture. Like, yeah, man, what's up? Party, sell drugs, go to Miami, bull crap that ain't been real since the 1980s. This unbelievable thing, this danger kind of living is this cool, right? Look at all this free time I got to do a bunch of nothing, right? And we're all chasing time freedom, which is fine to chase time freedom, but have some structure around this time freedom. What is the time freedom we're searching for? If you're not trying to say, hey, I need more time freedom to educate my kids, do this or that, a lot of people are looking for time freedom to just sit on the couch and do nothing. No, that's not gonna work. Listen, Jose, watch out now. Be nice, Jose. Shepherd, they literally, there's a TED talk of like a general talking about how he's over physical health. Like that's he's over a particular branch of nutrition and physical health, and how there's just broken bones, broken foot bones, knees, ankle, like bones snapping, like arms popping, like stuff that they've never seen in their whole record of recording history of, basic training. They just never see. It's just at high, crazy rates, like just people not even knowing how to run or keep a pace or keep a rhythm pace, right? Like it's the craziest thing. And when I listened to the TED Talk, I was like, oh my God, like what are they doing about this? And so they're having to incorporate yoga. They're having to incorporate stretching because people they don't know how to stretch. They ain't stretching before they run. They're pulling hammies. They're just like blowing out hips, man. And I was like, how does a 20-year-old blow out a hip? Like I just never heard of that. And so he has a whole speech on TED Talk X. You can see it. Honey, and that's what they do. They baby them. Oh, and they out there crying all at the graduation. Oh, little Jerome is graduated. Now he got to get out. Now he got to go. Bye. He ain't paying no bills. Get out. And the crazy part is, I was listening to Kevin Samuels yesterday, and people can disagree with me all they want. You got a 21-year-old kid calling the show bitter, broken, and sounding like a 45-year-old divorced man. Kid needs therapy. He basically raised himself. And it's sad. And their social skills are so off. So you're sending people out here to fail. Listen, they want to sit on their laptops and do a bunch of nothing. Listen, Marcus, what is this? Is this your company? I'm going to look it up. LV Handy Repair, LLC. Bring it. Bring it. I'm telling you, Marcus Smith, like when we had the painting company, so easy. See, what I didn't finish telling y'all is my friend, not only did he finish doing fencing, he went back to home remodeling. But we'll talk about that another day. He went back to it more than real estate. When you realize how much money you can make in service businesses, you start going, yeah, that would be nice to dress up all shiny, but I can make more money doing this. Peace out. MJ, let's get it. I'm going to document what I'm doing this. I'm going to document what I'm doing. And the only reason, Tyler, I don't think tech is cyclical this time is really the magnitude of banks that need cybersecurity, the magnitude of just hospitals, just the black web getting deeper and deeper, and so many people getting on the internet and not knowing how to protect themselves. I think it's kind of dangerous. Oh, listen, Mark, opportunity crime's been went up. See, the number one thing people don't understand is, and there's 381 people here, hit that like button, baby. The likes are free. Drop $1 in the super chat. Sign up to the email letter, something, help yourselves. The reason Ring Doorbell, they came on Shark Tank, and the guy's like, oh, I don't understand. I don't understand why you're even bringing this product in here. This doesn't make sense to me. Why would somebody want a camera at their front door? See, they were so out of touch with reality that they have cameras and front doormen at their locations because they're rich. And they just assume, why would these middle class and poor people need a Ring doorbell? And then that's when that Ring doorbell with Nas and a couple other people invested. I think LeBron James. Because we know opportunity crimes are packages left on porches. Opportunity crimes since the 80s been people digging in your mail, looking for them Social Security checks, looking for food stamps, looking for stuff. You have a segment of the population that is just going to leech. That's just what they do. And everybody's like, oh, Erica, don't be like that. I have to, because it's true. We have a segment of the population that I could right now give them a skill that would pay $80,000 a year. And then they would go, but it's sexist, or it's this, or it's that. And I go, honey, something's got to give. You got to do something. Something's got to give. You cannot expect the other people to take care of you in this society. Part of the reason I'm here on YouTube and I'm telling these YouTubers, if you ain't got an email list, if you ain't marketing, you don't exist. I've got people right now on Instagram. I was getting ready to post something. They're like, man, I ain't heard from you in a minute. Girl, you doing good? I'm like, I've been here. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't like Instagram. It's very much a post every day, all day, post. And I go, that's not real living. I done already delegated out to my staff, like, hey, put this in the planner room. I ain't got time. It's not worth it to me to be out here just posting all day. For what? And then people in your DMs talking salty with their mouth. Ain't nobody got time for that. No one. So opportunity crimes are always been out there. You just have more of them. Now, I'm not going to read into what you're trying, but I salute you. There's plenty of people on the internet talking about that. That's right, Ruben. They are working, not getting a stimulus check, and still having to pay taxes. I live here in Austin, Texas. I'm telling you, these people are paying taxes. If you live in some of these houses down near downtown Austin that the owner is paying 5, 6, 7, 8 grand on property taxes. You think you're gonna get cheap rent? You're not. You're not. It's not happening, baby. Listen, okay? Basically, that's all trolls are. Internet trolls and people breaking up Skynet, all this stuff. That's what's going to be happening. Listen. See, y'all see all these ads that have been coming on YouTube talking about baby boomers are going to sell their business. The guy from Ukraine is always like, baby boomers are going to sell their business. Yeah, I'm buying business right now from baby boomers. It's a headache. But it can be a wonderful thing if you know what you're doing and you follow the right steps. Because baby boomers have been doing up a building. They have a different mindset. They've been investing in something for 20, 30 years. By the time you get it, it's nice and set up. Wait. I thought you were talking about hook them up. Hook them up. Wait, do you want me to hook them up for a job? Or gosh, no way you want me to hook you up with something? Because listen, one of them gave me his whole life story today talking about he got divorced. You know, his wife want to go back and forth to Kansas City, mess with her adult kids, and he ain't got time for that. He from Louisiana, and he ain't got time. I was like, okay, sir, I hear you. I'm telling you, look, I know they're bringing it. There you go. Look, there you go. Helping each other out. There you go. Thank you, Mark Swift, for the $9.99 super chat. It depends. It depends on, you could have a cleaning company. You could do a lawn care company. There's several different things you can do. Only reason I say handyman is you'll find a more diverse range of handymen. Right now, they text me right now, blowing this phone up, honey. You don't know how bad I'm ready to get rid of this phone. I'm like, don't call me unless you put money on it. This is true. But again, I can tell you right now, you could show somebody a bunch of free videos, but if they don't know it in the right order, it doesn't matter because it's like jumbled for them. Many Americans have been taught through the school system to learn a very particular way. And if it's not done step by step, then they can't do it. Thank you, T. Will. Look, here's my Cash App. Y'all always like surprise me with this thing, and I thank you anyway, though. Thank you. I appreciate it. You just purchased it. Hey, listen, y'all. I'm telling you, Thursday live training. The VAs have everybody's email. They're going to get an email, and it's also the links inside the course. Don't miss it Thursday, y'all. Don't miss it. Independent Thinker, thank you for the $2 super chat. Always loving the content. Thank you. Keep speaking the truth. Truth hurts, but needs to be heard. Thank you, Paul Brown. Thank you, Vic Shepard. Listen, I'm just telling people because the playing field will never get more level than this. And what kind of breaks my heart a little bit is I see all these little young kids out here TikToking. I sound like that old lady, but they're out here TikToking and silliness and all this stuff. And I'm like, boo-boo, learn some stocks. Do something else. Like there is he's here in Austin, but he's also in California, but he's here in Austin. He is a multimillionaire, owns a bunch of rentals here in Austin. And his two 16-year-old twin sons are studying the stock market and day trading. And when I sit here and think about, we got all these kids out here TikToking and protesting, you better get to learning something because the next couple years, it's going to be unfair and it won't matter. Let's just put it in perspective. All these kids that are at home and for a fact, no one is home teaching them. Like they're on the Zoom calls on a cell phone, not even a laptop. There's no one guiding them. You think these kids are going to go back into the school system next year and be 100% ready to take tests and Going to the next grade level. Come on. Come on now. All the major pharmaceutical corporations are gearing up. Yep. It's about to be a wild one. I'm thinking of going to graphic design. I'm too late. It's only too late if you don't get started. You know, here's the thing. A lot of times people ask me, are they too late for something? I'm like, but how long have you been sitting on this? Like, there's a funny thing that Flipping Houses posted. He's from Houston. It's a guy was in his DMs asking the same question 3 years later. And he said, look, man, you asked the same question, 3 years ago. Don't you think it's time to get started? At some point, you got to get started on this. And from the shillings, thank you, T. Will, for the $20 super chat. He said, that's for lunch. I appreciate you. Thank you. T. Will out here with the best graphics on the internet. Y'all better go check out his channel. It's never too late for anything. We say, Letitia Griffin said, I'm so excited for the course, plus Harmony's course to set up a cleaning company. Oh, yeah, they're awesome. They are awesome. And their information is spot on. They good people. Thursday at what time? Is 6:30 is what we have in the books, I think. Rashida, what the discount code should work for everything. The only thing I don't think the discount code on is for funding the funding course. That's the only one it isn't working for. Every other class is on there. So if you're trying to get the funding course, it ain't on there. But everything else, yes. Fluffy and Fabulous Life. Hey, Erica, we're working on a professional consulting company to service businesses. Congrats, man. Tech job skills required, boot camp schools, 90 days to a new job. It's not even about the education level so much, expat home, because you had, back in the day, you had grandmothers who didn't go to school past 4th grade, teaching whole kids how to read. You didn't have 1st grade. My mom said when she was going to school, it was like the year after her was the first time they had 1st grade. I mean, kindergarten. You just went to 1st grade. Your mom already taught you how to read and at least write your name, and you showed up at school. Like, for real. Like, part of their whole thing is she went to school for one day with my older aunt, and she had to follow her around all day. That's how she knew she was going to go to 1st grade. And this is in North Carolina. And then when my mom was in 4th or 5th grade, it was the first time she ever integrated to school, her and 4 of her cousins. And it was a very horrible experience for my mother. So this isn't old history. This is pretty new stuff that we're changing our school system. Technical writing's relatively easy. Look, Kamoy out here trying to tell y'all. I know, Superstar Customs, they are so hell-bent on a certain price point. And what you got to understand is they're putting emotion into it, how much they've emotionally put into it. They're not thinking about it. Maybach, yeah, basically when they asked Trump today at a press conference, he said they should go do something new, get a job. Linda K, instead of crowdsourcing, I would pre-sale. If you got a garden product, you should already be out there talking about it. Pre-sale that bad boy. Have a good night, Jessica Hicks. Yeah, no, Rashida, that one's not. The investment club course. No, I think the funding course is the one. Either the funding course or the investment. No, the funding course is on there. It might be investment club that's not on there. Listen, I can't give everything free. I mean, I can't give you all the monies. I mean, I have no more money to give everybody over here. We need to go back to homeschooling for kindergarten. We probably do. Every country like Sweden and parts of Japan, when kids go to school, it's like 7 years old. Much better test results. Thank you, Sienna Herbert, for the $4.99 super chat. Hold on, let's see. Somebody drop some shillings in the bucket. Thank you. You know I'm gonna go get some dinner with it. Uh-oh, keep it techie said, I mentor people getting in the tech field. Well, Mentor Techie, you gonna come on for my tech week? Where you at? Come on for the tech week. Been a title examiner for 32 years, raised an autistic son until recently. Ready for change. Hey, change is good. Thank you, Andre Hatchett. They may, Iggy, they may. Teaching is a skill. You could be a chemist and not able to teach AP chemistry to your kids. Parents will be required to invest in their kids if they want to succeed. So Maya J, let me be very clear. The number one teacher in your life is your parent. And why does that matter? Every study they've ever done on Hispanic children, Black children, Asian children, kids 90% of the time do exactly what their parents did. I know we all on the internet with these miracle stories of their parents was a crackhead and they became a CEO, or their mama was an alcoholic meth head and they became a millionaire. It's possible, but we learn a majority of our stuff through habits, and our parents are our first teacher. If your kid's under 8 years old, and I'm talking about homeschool for small babies, okay, anybody under 8, I look at them as a little baby, okay? They need to be outside. In Sweden, they do outdoor care. Now listen, y'all want to reference to other countries whenever it comes to COVID. You need to reference to other countries when it comes to teaching. How about that? You name it, Korea, you name it. So many, Germany, Ukrainian, all these places have outdoor play for those kids. They're not even reading and writing. They're just playing outside and learning. In Japan, they're learning manners their first year. Manners. How to wipe your butt, how to do this, how to wash your hands, how to say excuse me, how to clean the floors. They don't even have janitors in parts of Japan. The kids are the janitors. That's all they do. Come on. So when people are like, oh, your parents, listen, they're asking parents right now to put kids in front of a Zoom camera to do the classwork, and they have about a 70% success rate. Let me say it again. They're telling parents to put kids in front of a camera to participate in class. They're having a 70% success rate. So when people sit here and tell me like, oh man, they do, listen, if the kid's under 8, it's small things they could be teaching. Over 8, sure, they need to go to school. But again, if you have a child and you can't convey, and I mean this in all sincerity, if there is a skill, prime example, cooking, can you show your kid how to make spaghetti? I mean, some of these people don't need to have kids. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because you are the child's first teacher. What if school don't open back up for 2 years? What's happening? Do these kids just fall behind forever? We have to be really honest here. If parents are that neglectful that I can't do it, you might not need to have no kid. And I mean that with 100%. Like, y'all can flag this video. I mean what I say here. You can't teach your kids some basic stuff or follow some basic things. Don't need to be a parent. Oh, that's easy for you to say, Erica. We live in a society where women send their children to school for other women to teach them how to do something. Just saying. Just saying. Here, I put my website in there, link for the classes there. See, if you join my email list, we wouldn't have to be running back and forth like this. Code is WCW. It's not capitalized. 40% off. If you have a problem, email the staff. The staff will get to you. Thank you for the, somebody is dropping shillings in here. Jasmine, thank you for the $5 cash app. Thank you, boo-boo. I appreciate it. Thank you, Reed Richards. Look at y'all. Mr. Fantastic. I appreciate you supporting the channel. All love, all love. I'm putting it in here. The email list. I'm putting it all in here. So y'all can't say I didn't send it to you. See, if some of y'all was on the email list, we wouldn't be having these problems. Right? Let's see. There we go. Is it showing up? Let me see here. You know, so many links in this computer. And yes, we are still having the boat party, safe with lots of hand sanitizer. It's gonna be lit. We're gonna be lit. There you go. It's inside the chat. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Terry, for the $3.99 super chat. I appreciate it. But listen, you know what I'm talking about when they be like, my parent was a blah, blah, blah. I'm like, come on, y'all. Listen, Letitia, I'm gonna tell you something. I was in a group and they're talking about how to make smaller homeschools. Like you have the Montessori schools, which I don't really technically like them all that much. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen. It really isn't a Tyler Perry movie, and that's the thing. People be out here trying to like, yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I came from nothing. And I'm gonna like, Bo, you're gonna spend half your life angry needing therapy. And then by the time you get that straight, then you're gonna be able to enjoy some of that money. This is true, Kurt. Yes, this is true. Um, but that's the whole thing. Iggy Six Figures. The school spent all this time trying to show parents how they could do it from their cell phones, how they can do it from all kind of stuff. Laptops are less than $200. You can even get a Chromebook for $100. Listen, Big Booty Betty finds money for these phones, and they go out. She can find money for these laptops. They even had schools giving out laptops in certain areas because other people were saying they weren't having enough. There wasn't enough laptops. There wasn't enough kids with laptops. All the Best Buys around the country have been sold out for weeks. What does that tell you? These people gotta know. They gotta know. This is how this is gonna run out. This is how it's gonna go. You're not gonna be able to not teach. I can't afford it. That excuse. You've been getting $1,000 a week unemployment. You can afford it. Done with that. My kids were in Japan cleaning school and making lunch. There you go. Zoom is free. Who? I don't know who raising these kids, Terry. Because when I see them outside at night, I'm like, it's 10 o'clock at night. Get your little self back in the house. Somebody ain't doing their job. There you go. Listen, it's her job. You are in stewardship over your children. Keep your children in the house. There you go. But I'm telling y'all, the sympathy for like, oh man, all these people losing their jobs, it's gonna run out right about when Trump comes back in, and right about when y'all get that second check. Then be like, well, y'all been unemployed for 6 months. You ought to be doing something new now. And the first thing people said in this art in the comments was like, well, how? The community colleges are closed. The computer, apprenticeship job, something. Ruben, there you go. It starts with home. You could literally, and this is the argument, and I understand the argument from several people in the manosphere and also, you want us to go invest in kids day in and day out that are not our own through mentorship and basketball programs when 90% of the time they're gonna do exactly what the mama and daddy did. I have friends right now who are millionaires. And then there's another couple who started their business. After they had kids young and out of wedlock, guess what both their son and daughter did? Have children out of wedlock. Just in the suburbs, that's all. Just in the upper suburbs. And people are like, I don't know what happened. I can tell you what happened. You guys had a baby out of wedlock, and it was fine. You guys still became, look at all this money y'all guys are making for this business. And yes, the one family owns a cleaning company. And I'm like, they don't, it didn't dawn on them that y'all struggled so hard so they wouldn't repeat the mistake. Felicia, that's too much. That's too much. We gotta now you want the government to come in and pat you on the back and give you money. No. Homeschooling, I did a whole video a couple weeks ago where I showed homeschoolers are always been about 10 to 11% of every single state population. North Carolina is a huge state for homeschooling, so much so that the homeschoolers and the private Christian schools play each other in tournaments because they have so many kids. If you have kids and you want to homeschool them, you need to provide that. That's your child. You had that child. The state should not have to pay for your party. I wasn't there to enjoy it, and I ain't there to pay for it or you to raise it. That's just my 2 cents. I get it. Everybody be, Erica, that's rude. I'm just telling you. When my sister used to get mad because nobody babysat their son, I go, look, baby, I wasn't there when you was having them. Okay? I wasn't there when you was making them, so it ain't my job. They really should. Let them play. I even to this day, my 4-year-old nephew, we ask him, does he miss school? And we go, yeah, I miss my friends. You know, talking about I miss writing, I miss doing all this stuff. He misses other little kids. Honey, they shouldn't be that wow. They shouldn't be that wow, baby. Listen, I tell you what, these little church group kids be wild too now, but I ain't gonna play it off like they angels. But come on now. Ooh, somebody, y'all is Cash App and Tomato Joy. Thank you. Thank you, Jason Clark, for the facts. Even the broke country kids, they be making them do some work. They gonna do something? Girl, these people, I can't. I can't. If some of the stuff I see on the internet, I go, maybe this is a joke, because if this is real life, somebody need to go over her house and body slam her. Let's see. Uh-oh, yeah. See, MGM, people have short memories. People can't even remember what happened 2 years ago. You start talking about something Obama did, they're like, what? When did Obama do that? They think you lying. There it is, you guys. Look at it. Melanie said, I'm a nerd because my mom was a nerd. She was a stay-at-home mom and taught me to read using hooked on phonics. Girl, if I could go just support daycares, I would go buy hooked on phonics and send it out to daycares all around the United States. I don't know if they let me, but I would. Thank you, Letitia Griffin, $4.99 super chat. She said, is there an art or a science to hiring VAs, or is just trial and error? It's trial and error, but also where are you getting them from? So I get my VAs personally from a group who's already trained them how to do Facebook, Instagram, response emails, all kind of stuff, Zapier. They've already trained them. So then I just have to upload my SOPs, all the stuff I need them to do, want them to do, and have it taken care of every day. And there's a reason I did it that way, because I knew a bunch of these people in the Philippines come from DoorDash, Wayfair, customer service, Best Buy. Like, they're the people you hear over the phone. Not always India. A lot of it's the Philippines. Hey, Iggy Six Figures, if you want to buy a ticket to the boat party, you are invited. Go ahead and get that boat ticket. Jaded New Yorker said people hate their kids. Stop. Y'all are wow in this chat. Y'all are wow. Oh my God. That's funny. Vaughn Boston, this is true. Right now, it's urgent for Americans to improvise. The tools required for everyday survival are necessary, not dormant, but put to use. Usually people take for granted. I agree. That's why I go to the PPP classes. You're right, MGM. Homeschooling is not one size fits all. It takes time to find the right flow for your children and family. And every kid is unique. I have friends who homeschool, and 2 kids are just like, boom, boom, boom. They can get it and go. And that one child's like, I don't, what happened? What just happened? Like, they have to do a whole different teaching style. Sprite, it's so. Houston has a hot spot, but Houston also has 2/3 of the whole state's population in 11 counties. See, people see Texas and they go, oh, Dallas, Houston. No. 2/3 of the population lives within Houston and 11 counties, actually more like 22, around Houston. So that's why my big thing was, until it breaks out in Houston, I have to see it with my own eyes. Now I am starting to see YouTubers and Instagrammers in Houston up on the gram talking about, hey, they had the COVID. I'm like, oh, don't come August 7th. Don't you bring yourself out there. And I made it very clear to people. I'm like, I've been consistently washing my hands, vitamins, everything before this boat party. Even the restaurant we're going to is having very select amount of people there in the restaurant to do our event. Trust me, I'm making sure y'all taken care of. Douglas Jones, y'all can get a laptop. The Wi-Fi and Zoom is free. You be stealing your neighbor's Wi-Fi anyway. Tell the truth and shame the devil. My nephew's in Atlanta, had to do homework on his cell phone. See? Right there. My kids got tablets and laptops from school. I feel like the school knew. Y'all ass won't come back. They'll just line those kids up instead of that book bag hustle. Every year they like trying to hustle parent. Oh, my kids need a book bag. No, they don't. Go buy a $20 book bag. Come on out there and line them up and get laptops. The sad part is those laptops will be sold pretty shortly. I remember we donated a couple laptops to some poor families, and they sure did sell those laptops for money. My mom was like, never again. We did what we did. We helped who we could help. That's right. They can buy iPhones, 55-inch flat screen TVs from Walmart, PS4s, 5s, whatever them PSs is. The digital divide, internet, and lack of laptop versus flat screen. Kiera came on our channel for a Ride 20% class, and her internet was messing up. Everybody was like, oh, that Comcast internet. And what you have to understand is so many people are home, even though some of the internet providers are like, this is plenty of internet for you. It really isn't. Well, it's not even kids having kids. There is a high, big number of women, 37 to 40, having children in single parenthood. And they've been studying it, and it's that phenomenon. She already knows she's not going to get married, so she's just like, I'm going to get that kid in. And so now you've got an older mom who is probably more tired and having to significantly work. There's a lot of little issues going on here. March 5th, November going to be woo. Jazzy Jeff said, thank you, Andre, for getting me in the mix. Kevin approved my request. Invest in yourself, family, by getting good internet, desktops, laptops, and earn and learn. I mean, goodness. Honey, Curtis James, it's the truth. People are a reflection of their parents. I mean, it's not even, Felicia, that's unreal. That's unreal. The government has to come in and help hold your hand. I know you're saying it's not a handout, but we don't have to give you strength. That's what your community is for. That's what your spouse is for. That's the standard. Your spouse. Okay, not the spouse. Where is the pappy? No pappy, where the grandparents? Okay, no grandparents. Where his grandparents at? Where them cousins at? You see what I'm saying? You start running out a list of people where I can't accept people saying, oh, we got no money for a laptop. Somebody in a family of 57 people got $100. And if they ain't got $100, they got somewhere between them people, they got $10 a piece till we get to 100 and buy that child a laptop and some paper and some pencils. I just cannot. I cannot. Travis, give it a rest, bro. Okay. There you go. Home groups, small home groups. And that's to me crazy. If you don't have nothing but rice, beans, and chicken to feed your child, I just don't understand. And everybody's like, Erica, people don't got no money. No, don't leave it. Ooh, y'all got a lot of comments in here. I'm trying to wrap it up. It's an hour and 14 minutes. Lazy parents love to say that. Sorry. Try not to laugh. I really am. I promise. Try not to laugh. Ooh, you got a lot in here. I got one child full time, and it's hard as I don't see how folks have more than one child with like Devin Mitchell. Me neither. Lazy parents love to say that if my kid doesn't go to public school, they're going to lack social skills. Honey, if I could miss all the horrible social skills of being bullied from school, honey, I can tell you, I don't miss it. If I could carry my tennis racket around school, it'd have been a different story back in high school. But I probably wouldn't have graduated because I'd have been whooping people's asses. Ooh, Miss J, honey, I don't even know how you know people like that. She said mom had a baby at 15, then the child had a baby at 15, then the child got pregnant. That's too much. It's too much. There you go. Listen, that's how you do it. Have your SOP ready. Don't have a day where they out there chilling. Iggy Six Figure said he got his homeschooling from reading Rainbow. There you go, Andre Hatchett. It really is. It really is. Jurassic could be. It depends on what they're creating. Ooh, honey, don't read that thing. That's nothing but internet trolls. Ooh, y'all gonna get me kicked off the internet up in here. Jazzy Jeff, you get a boat ticket going on eventbrite.com. I'm gonna put the boat party in here one more time. Y'all, there's 4 phones in the office ringing right now. I don't know what they need, but they need to stop calling. I don't care what it is. Unless the truck is on fire, I don't want to hear it. Let's see. Boat party tickets. See if I can find them. Here's the boat party. It's in the chat. There you go. I'm telling you, the book bag hustle. That's what it is. Listen, I might have to. It's hot in Texas, but don't make me take your temperature. Honey, I can't. I cannot. You ought to have a house full of other things you can sell. That's why people don't give them money. Archer, come on, sir. Now you're trolling. Now you're getting red pill on me. I'm going to just let that stay up there. Yeah, I think you have 70% of the population still working. And so, yes, there will be Christmas. Thank you for everything. Thank you. I am not doing consults in person. No. Book your consult on the phone. But I will be, it will be Liddy McLit at the boat party. Okay, so there's the boat party information. Thank you guys for being here today. I have people blowing my phones up, so apparently there's some kind of business I need to attend to. Good gracious. Okay, all right, you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the super chats. 360 people here. Hit that like button. Hit it. Smash it. Help me fight Skynet. Help me help you. All right, so anyways, this is your girl Erica, Classy Climb Blog. Later.